If you ain't talking money, then I don't want to talk.
Still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam.
See you later. No. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
The black and white community.
Close the door. That's my daughter. Oh gosh. Some people got a lot to learn. Welcome to the We-On-Loc Nation channel. I'm your boy We-On-Loc, and we're gonna get into some different topics for today. One is this crazy ass gender war that we're still in 2025. 2025, we're still talking about men and women and how they can't get along. I'm telling you, this is propaganda at its best. You do realize that the white man does not want you to get along, right? He does not want you to get along. And this is the reason why things are the way they are, because of this social construct thing has thrown everybody on a loop, because we want to get along with everybody. 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 We want to get along with the mailman. We want to get along with the milkman. We want to get along with the policeman, the fireman, and they all don't look like you. Have you ever noticed when you go outside your communities, or let's just say, hypothetically, let's just say something happens to you, you break your leg, or you get real ill, get real sick, you go to the ER, right? Who is the first person to greet you? Nobody of your ilk. So this is so when somebody like Dr. Johnson says something of familiarity of community building, everybody automatically goes to, well, what about the school? What about the school? School's going to be there. School's there now. It's just like I said, you have some idiotic fool out there who wants to paint, well, fools out there who want to paint this negative picture that has been over 20 years since Umar Johnson has said he's going to come out with a school, which is a lie. He may implement it, but that doesn't mean he actually was possibly maybe thinking about it at the time. He had just possibly just said it one time and never thought about it again. But a little piece of paper, a little note says, it says a long way. It gives certain vibes. Well, 2005, no one was thinking or looking up on the internet for this school that didn't even exist. This school scam that didn't even exist. So I don't know what this dude is talking about. I mean, he's just mainly off of his rocker. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, he can make up stuff. He can constantly keep making up stuff and making up stuff. It's pretty much out of my hands right now because Dr. Johnson has one goal, one aim, and hopefully this year we can see some results. Hey, Cynical One, how are you? But we ain't going to get into too much of this narcissistic person that is so obsessed with Dr. Johnson. We're not going to even go into that right now. Possibly next week, because I'm just about had it. I mean, just repeating himself over and over again, and the tapes out there how crazy this cycle is. So I got bigger and better things that I need to get into tonight, and that is P.Diddy might be coming out. Will P.Diddy walk out? He should be charged with domestic assault, abuse. I don't know about the child trafficking thing. I'm gonna leave it up to the authorities, but mainly just for assault and battery, abuse on what's her girl's name, Cassidy. But some say he might be getting out. I don't know. Let's get into that. Let's get into that. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you are feeling kind of lucky, then you could become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. Let's get into it. Fair use. And if anybody has seen Piers Morgan is hilarious to me. Piers Morgan is quite something else for a white guy. But let's get into this whole P. Diddy thing, shall we? Will this man walk away? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Thug lifestyle, which, by the way, I didn't even know I was able to use thug anymore. I thought that was, speaking of wokeism, I thought thug was taken off the table. But the fact is, we do not convict people in America based on them being bad actors. We convict them based on bad acts. That was Cassie's involvement in that hotel hallway, the bad act, absolutely. But as Matt says, the statute ran on that.
Okay, let's just pivot.
After Cassidy got her brains beat in by Diddy, which was despicable, she went on and collected some money, and needless to say, I mean, I feel sorry for the old girl, but people have their own assumptions with how they feel about Cassidy. People have their own assumptions. I don't, because I'm not too much of a judgmental person. I either see the good of you or I see the bad. It's as simple as that.
And the other thing about this,
yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot. Yet this Officer Tatum, aka We Are the World. I mean, they have a cast full of God. Oh God! Why these individuals? Why? Well, what? Let's just play it
real quick on this issue that the lawyer says. It's like it's a term of art. It's like in law when you say we've had irreconcilable differences in a divorce. People say, well, that must mean he beat her. That must mean she beat him or was cheating. It doesn't mean it's a term of art. This lawyer has to make specific showings to the federal judge to be allowed off the case. And one of the ways you do that is that we've broken up and we can't get back together. And all he was saying is we've broken up and we can't get back together. In court, we often call it, we're waiting for Mr. Green to arrive, or Mr. Cash hasn't arrived. Everyone understands what the term of art means. And in this case, it means I'm not getting along with this dude because I want to be the big dog or the top dog, or I'm not getting paid enough money. It's nothing, there's nothing below that or should be read into it at all. Second of all, this concept that P. Diddy could have someone killed is laughable. I mean, he could save his own bodyguard. I mean, there's just these stories are plentiful about all of the.
It's not laughable. I'm gonna let you know right now that I'm from the street. I grew up around this dude. It's not laughable. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So let's pump the brakes a little bit.
If you got
for a fact, it's not laughable.
Money, that much street cred and get people killed. And the good thing about it is for them is that you can get people killed and nobody ever know. Just like you can get Shine to go to prison for you. Like he literally got a guy to shoot him up and went to jail for Diddy. Shine didn't snitch. So you got guys that'll do the crime for you and they'll do the time for you if you powerful enough like Diddy. I
will admit, the guys that make over $1 million, they have some clout, they have some power, they have some influence, and sometimes it's right in their eyes for you to fear them because they can have your hope. It's a possibility. I'm not gonna lie, it's a possibility that, you know, if you give them any lip, just like there was a scene years ago. I think it was like a Halloween party that was going on, and Diddy was dressed like the Joker, and I think like some other famous celebrity, low-level famous celebrity came and has some issue with Diddy, right? And Diddy got them at the time. Diddy got them guards, had them ex-bodyguards or whatever the hell he had. He ex-military police, ex-FBI people around him. He can do some shit.
Enough money, you can represent them in court. You can get them out. I mean, I would argue.
You don't see the
Yeah, as I remember, Diddy was acquitted of the very case where he was convicted. So I don't know how you transmogrify that into that he did the time for Diddy. Diddy was on trial with that case. Ben Brofman and Johnny Cobb. That was Johnny's last criminal case that he tried with Diddy, what, 25 years ago.
So, yeah, and I bet you Diddy didn't have any credible witnesses that would testify against him either. So.
Diddy had his own chauffeur. His own chauffeur testified against him. His own chauffeur in New York testified against him and testified specifically that Diddy tried to bribe him. He had receipts, and he wasn't killed. He wasn't attacked or anything else. This wokeism, and I'm going to carry this 1 second. This idea that you can say, well, that's a black guy and he's a rapper and he can get you killed. That's all made up. Tell me the name of one person who's been hit or killed at the direction of a rapper. One.
Man, I would address you, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to let him slide for the night. We're just going to continue this shit.
Name.
Lord Jamar.
You won't be able to. You're not going to tell that. If you had a track record, then it won't be effective.
Hey,
These people get people killed all the time.
Let me get Lord Jamar to answer that question.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here with a laundry list of names. I'm just letting you know that it's absolutely possible. I believe it's absolutely been done in the history of not just rap, just of powerful men. Powerful people in all different kinds of industry have used their power to kill people when they feel it's necessary. And the smart ones don't get caught. The smart ones have lawyers and stuff saying, oh, they would never do that. Like the smart ones cover their tracks, but don't act like it's not.
Diddy, you got Diddy, and you got Jay-Z, right? And of course, you got these underlings that apparently are from, no, I don't want to call them underlings. You got these other famous rap artists who are bona fide gang members, Bloods, Crips. We all know that Kendrick Lamar's a Blood, Game's a Blood, allegedly Lil Wayne's a Blood, Snoop's a Crip. I mean, any trouble with these dudes, they can get you hurt. They can get you hurt, or if desired, they can get your whole family hurt. So, I hate to say it, but he is absolutely correct.
Not within the realm of possibility. This is not some sort of conspiracy theory that people are pulling out their ass. Like, this is real shit. Like, I'm telling you, coming from New York and all of that type of stuff, I know about street culture, and I know this is absolutely within his power, and we're just going to leave it at that.
All right, Matthew, I'm surprised. Well, hang on. I'm surprised, Matthew, to hear you give this kind of blanket, no rappers have ever killed anyone. I mean, you can't honestly believe that.
Well, maybe not in New York. I can tell you there's no one in California who's represented more African Americans and Hispanics and rappers than I have. It's not close. It's not close. And I'm not saying that that's an impossibility, but literally you can't find a successful conviction of a rapper who was predominantly a rapper for committing any crime. Shine is a perfect example.
How about my brother Chi-Ali? How many years he got for murdering someone? Look up a guy named Chi-Ali. He was a rapper that ended up killing his girlfriend's brother for doing some wildness. There's an example.
Well, I'll give you an example of since there was a reference made to the gang culture. Killing someone in a personal battle is not considered gang related in any way. You can't use the gang to enforce.
He didn't say you're now moving the goalposts. We didn't say the killing has to be gang related. We're saying rappers that may have.
You said he killed his girlfriend. Okay.
Well, if you ever listen to drill rap, I think everybody on the panel know what drill rap is, right?
Absolutely.
You know what drill rapping is. These rappers literally, some of them have gone to jail. Some of them have been killed on live stream. These dudes order hits. They got gangsters that will do business for them. It's crazy to think that. I mean,
and then they rap
attorney,
about it afterwards.
Maybe you will never see it because they're good at it. But people order hits all the time. People do stuff to avenge their big dogs all the time. I don't know how that's even mentioned on this live stream or this show that rappers ain't getting people killed. Rappers are killing
Little
people
Dirk
themselves.
is in trouble right now for ordering a hit, actually. Little Dirk.
But you know who's not in trouble? You know who's not in trouble for it? It's P.Diddy.
Right.
P.Diddy.
Let me ask Mark.
There's not a shred of evidence.
Okay, so do you think
we're saying it's possible, but
hang on,
we're saying
Matthew,
he's capable.
Well,
I don't know what this dude in the middle sees, but truth be told, that just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Literally, they can just get rid of your body without a trace. It's just like I'm not saying they're the mafia, but some of them there are those who act like the mafia, even though they're not the mafia. I mean, they can literally have you just disappear, and he doesn't need. And the main person, let's just say, for example, Jay-Z, he doesn't have to do anything. All he has to do is just make one phone call, and he has underbosses on top of underbosses on top of underbosses. Now, literally, he doesn't have to do anything. If anything leads to him, he has how much is his retainer? Like, he pays his lawyer what? Thousands of dollars without getting his hands dirty? That's the same thing with Diddy. It's the same thing.
Matthew, do you think in that case, do you think he's going to walk P.Diddy?
I'm sure. He's got a very, very good defense team. And in this case, to any experienced, and they're very experienced, this is not a real case. I wish they would get away from saying he's a spectacular human being and just deal with the facts and say him and his wife were swingers, or he was in a relationship that was open and they like to do these certain things. Keep it to that. When you start saying he's a wonderful human being, you open yourself up, or the defense opens himself up for arguments to say, no, he's really a violent person and he's involved in this culture and that culture, when you don't need it, because there's no evidence that shows that this guy, you can't convict someone of paying commercial sex workers for committing commercial sex work. Okay. I think he's walking.
Can I add one thing? Is
that legal?
Yeah, Brian,
we already talked about federal. Real quick, we already talked about federal conviction rates. I have family members that went down on federal charges. The federal government don't just take lightly the investigations that they do. They do it over a course of time. They have a bunch of evidence against you. That's why their conviction rates are so good. And I think that for them to get Diddy, they don't have to do this. They wouldn't pursue this if they didn't have something, in my opinion. So for them to get Diddy on this, I think they have some substance there. Now, can he walk? That's the beauty of defense attorneys. That's the beauty of people being able to put together a good argument that can get you off on technicalities, on the fact that you can impeach witnesses. I mean, you go down the list. That's why they pay these defense attorneys so much money, because as you can see, you have high profile people that may have done the crime, but they get out.
Look, let's be clear.
That's the way our justice system works.
Let's be clear. When someone like O.J. Simpson can get cleared, then anything can happen. So let me
just remember.
Hang on, Mark.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just remember, before we jump on this bandwagon that they must have had this, they must have had that, there is a fight currently going on in the Southern District. And the DOJ, led by Emil Bove and Pam Bondi, have already said they've shown the website for the then U.S. attorney, a guy by the name of Damian Williams. He was bragging about the fact that he had indicted on his way out the door, basically. He had indicted both Eric Adams and P. Diddy, a rapper and a mayor. And that was one of the reasons they thought that didn't look good. The DOJ, it wasn't me, it wasn't the defense lawyer, it was the Department of Justice. They're fighting, trying to.
I'm telling you, it is a lot. It is a lot. But believe you and me, if his bond is 75, what does it say? 75 million, allegedly $75 million. Can he afford that? Of course he freaking can. At least one or two of the charge. Let me say, at least one half of the charges against Diddy are true, and that's enough to put him under the jail. Not everything. Excuse me. Not everything is a Hotep conspiracy. Sometimes people do foolish things to pay the ultimate price. Well, I do agree with that assumption. However, there are powerful, you forget. And I know we're not naive to this. How much you want to bet that this dude is going to walk away scot free? Unless you get a person like, I said, unless you get a, damn it, unless you get a person like this, like this, to testify on the witness stand.
Yeah. I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. Real life. This time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You didn't.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling.
You know how powerful these people are? There's the rap game, and there's the business side of the game. Well, the rap game is the business side of the game. But then there's that other side. And if you're willing to make millions over millions of dollars, you got to make that sacrifice. You're going to make a sacrifice. Trust you and me. Corey Holcomb, to me, is the most realest person I ever known. Well, I don't know him like that, but he is the realest person, closest to the realest, and he could have gone Hollywood. But you see where he's at, right? I mean, he's doing what? The not the Chitlin circuit, but he's doing mid job after mid job, and people are still coming to see his shows. He's still making money, but he's not that person that will sell his soul. This is what I'm saying. He's not the person that would put his life on the line so he can make the fast dollar, if you know what I mean. And I respect him for that. I definitely respect him for not selling his soul. Definitely.
Let's just say allegedly that happened.
Motherfucker is goofy, but I do respect him.
Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it.
He's not a victim. I'm not making any excuses for R. Kelly. I'm not making excuses for anybody. But you gotta, it's just like that thorn tree that keeps growing. You gotta go to the root of the problem, man. You gotta go to the root of the problem. You gotta pluck that shit out. Otherwise, it's gonna keep growing and growing and growing. When Jesus, he was talking in parables, but when Jesus was talking to his disciples and he had picked the corn seeds off of the basket and he threw them in quicksand. He threw one of the corns in quicksand, one of the corns in the thorns, and the other one, I think, is some like actual soil. And he was talking in parables. He said, you move this way. Of course, he was talking about free will, allegedly. Of course, when you move this way, you're going to get stuck. You're going to get stuck, pricked, and whatever else if you grow this way. On this level, you're going to get stuck in quicksand. A lot of these motherfuckers are stuck in quicksand, which meaning they're stuck in a lifeline of bullshit. But they feel numb. They feel numb to this sensation, and that's the reason why I think Diddy, R. Kelly, and Jay-Z, they like the lifestyle that they love the lifestyle that they're living. And I'm not making excuses for Beyonce either, because allegedly Beyonce is responsible for a body. Allegedly. Oh, he's gonna get free. He's gonna get free. Watch.
Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
Claudia Jordan, aka 5150 Nation, aka aka Speedy's Comedy Corner, aka Jamie Foxx in the Foxhole, Sirius XM. That was years ago. And then she's done some hosting here and there. She's done some hosting from Howie Mandel. She's done a lot of shit. She did a couple of videos with Joe. She didn't get caught up in that limelight. Do not go Hollywood. I've tried it. It ain't worth it. I've tried it. It is not worth it. Sidebar. I was given a script which was supposed to be given to a gay man. I read mid through and I threw that shit on the table. I was like, this ain't for me. This is not for me. And I left. Weeks later, got a phone call from a producer. And I did a green screen test. I did my thing, passed, signed my name on some sheet, that some document that was for real, and they said, if you want, you can go you can come back the next day and you can do a video. You can be on a video with some non-rapper. Needless to say, I didn't even do the damn thing because he didn't show up. Like they give you like 300. I mean, it's $300. It's not really. It's not actual $300 a day. It all depends on what you do. It all depends on what script they give you. Sometimes you don't even get a script. Sometimes you just get. I mean, you just an extra. But it's not worth it. I mean, you can be. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. When you're an extra and you get to do some shit for a day, for 3 hours, it's nice. It's nice to get paid a lot of money. That $300 ain't gonna go a long way, but it's a start. I've done some goofy shit for $300 before. It wasn't that goofy, but needless to say, I got paid. But I ain't gonna sell my soul to no. I ain't gonna do no gay shit. I ain't gonna do no slick shit. I ain't getting shot in my ass. I ain't doing none of that shit for no money. I'm sorry. I'll work a regular job before I even mix my. I'll work at McDonald's, and McDonald's get paid $17 an hour. I'd rather do that.
So, Jack, when you say.
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to?
Good point.
You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case.
AKA Tupac Shakur. AKA Christopher Wallace, AKA Biggie Smalls. Need I say more?
Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go, nowhere. Which is where people like me step in. You right? I go to Diddy parties to walk motherfuckers out, because ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce, and I say that women do have
that country album, and any of you that buy that shit, stupid as shit.
You don't give it no
trap music with goddamn a holster and a pad.
But she remade Jolie.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the song she should have remade.
I hate that goddamn song. I do. I really do hate that song.
Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that. Stand by that. But it has a ring to it. Stand. Disrespects you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
All right, well, let's do it like this.
Who was actually carrying his baby while you was faking it.
Why would she lie? I'm just saying, why would she lie? Everything that she said is rang true to this point. So why would she lie now? Why or then? She has her own podcast. Y'all need to check out her podcast, Jaguar Rights Podcast. Why would she lie? Hell, she's been in the industry for so long. She's gotten into it with a whole bunch of niggas, and niggas was trying to hit on her and fuck on her. Excuse my language. Have sex with her, and she wasn't having it. One of them allegedly, I hate saying his name. I don't want to say his name. Common sense. And I love Common because he's a dope lyricist. I don't call him a rapper, I call him a lyricist. But this nigga here. Salute to Craig in the building. Craig is in the building. We should give him a salute. Craig is in the building. We'll definitely give Craig a salute. Sorry, Craig.
Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you? He put it in everybody else.
Ooh.
Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
that
it.
That belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
A half of which dumbass bitch.
So, it's funny that it's crazy you say these things.
Why don't nobody want to accept that bitch bitch?
I think she
went and killed the girl Cats.
Allegedly.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. Snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too.
How many of y'all believe that Hollywood, or I'll say Hollyweird, is fake? How many believe that Hollyweird is fake? Fake in a sense that you are sold the American dream, right? You say, this is America, come and get it, the land of the mountain of gold and honey. And then when you get a contract, first they have what's called the casting couch. Especially when you're a woman, especially with big titties and a big round ass, that casting couch gets a little bit too comfortable. But now you don't have to have some big titties and a big ass. You can have a buzzer. And it would make a difference. You willing to do this for us? Come on, come. But first we got to give you the test first. Thank God. I slapped, like I said, I slapped that shit down and I said, I'm out. Because the guy didn't even speak English. First and foremost, the guy didn't even speak English. I didn't know what the hell he was trying to get. I didn't know what he was giving me. I read the script mid through and I just slammed it on the table. I was like, I'm out. This ain't for me. I called my girlfriend at the time because we weren't married then. I called my girlfriend at the time. I said, I'm coming home. Like, this don't make no sense. I paid buku money. To go to a lame ass facility. Actually, nice facility. I went there to go through all this. It's amazing how so many people would sell. What the biblical scripture say. I forgot what biblical scripture. Maybe Lisa can help me out with this. What giving the world? What giving you all the millions and millions in the world just to lose your soul? I'm saying it just how I see it. Just how I say it. What will be gotten in the world for you to get everything out of this world? Money, cars, clothes, women, men too, when you're in that position. But you lose your soul. You lose your life. And you lose your spirit. If you don't believe what I'm saying, when I say that I have a pastor that says the Holy Spirit is with us until it's not. When you're in that lifestyle, the Holy Spirit keeps telling you, it's like, okay, this is something is not right. You need to get out. Something is not right. You need to get out. But you keep constantly coming back because they say that the devil has influence. Of course, the devil has influence, but the devil can't do anything. The devil has no power over you. He just has influence. The devil doesn't have power over you. You have power over you. You just make excuses for when you want to go to this particular thing. Oh, I mean, it's just a party. You know, I ain't gonna stay for very long. I'm just gonna sip on some water. Did you know that water is laced? You know, when you go to parties like Diddy parties, the water is laced. And the next thing you know, you're getting woozy. I don't know. She'll tell you. She'll tell you. I don't know.
Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls. Impulse control issues? I don't know.
Okay,
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
Mm.
Why did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within a week?
And no, the next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off.
So let me ask you.
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's that right there. We're gonna talk about the episode. But for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys.
And get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody to him up just so he couldn't have a good night. You, Sean. Don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. All I do is frustrate your AI. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Because you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
Ouch. Please become a member of the We-On-Loc, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's fucking weird, ain't it? It's just fucking weird. So, again, I was just showing you proof that shit is real. Shit is real, but Hollywood's fake, but the shit is real. As real as it can get. Let's get back to this bullshit right here.
To dismiss Eric Adams. Eric Adams and Diddy were both indicted by that U.S. attorney on his way out the door. He's no longer there. So let's hold on a little bit. And by the way, as to ordering people to get killed, as I sit here in Los Angeles today, and I appreciate it, guys, I may not run in the same circles. My only two clients that are accused right now of ordering a hit are both females who are accused of ordering hits on their ex-husbands. So let's make sure we call it like we see them. They're the only high-profile hit crimes.
And they're sloppy. They're not good at as that's
why you have to defend them. So.
Yeah. Well, I've done 2 series of interviewing women killers called Killer Women, so I can attest they can actually be very good at killing people. Mark, let me just ask you quickly.
And let's be fair about one thing. When we're talking about this prowess of the federal government in identifying actual criminals, I could remember 3 years ago having this conversation, and I said, I'm perfectly willing to accept that the president of the United States is working hand in hand with the Russians if you would just give me one witness who says it.
Yeah.
And we had a years-long prosecution with millions and millions of dollars, and I'm still waiting to hear the name of one single witness, participant who said did anything with the Russians. And we don't hear about it anymore. No. And as I said then, I'll say it now. When you can come after him, you can come after anyone you want.
Yep.
And so let's not mistake just because it's the federal government was saying
the Russia
we must
collusion.
be guilty.
Yeah, look, the Russia collusion thing was bullshit before, during, and after, and remains total bullshit for the reasons you just said. Before we finish, I want to bring in Mark again quickly. Kanye West is just seemingly out of control. I want to play his latest video, now deleted, obviously, but this was him talking to Dave Portnoy, in which he said this.
So, Dave Portnoy, I don't know you. I saw you was tweeting. I have no idea who you are.
Greetings, salute, Queen. Greetings. Hold on. Is this nigga? Are you seeing this? Does he have a swastika? Does he have a swastika sweater on? Tell me I'm not seeing things. Yeah, he's really lost his damn mind. I can't do this no more with you. You have lost your damn mind.
My coin is not real and you're trying to play with my money. Now this is the last time that we're going to be talking online.
Now, that was a response to Portnoy calling him the worst human alive. Portnoy, of course, is the founder of Barstool, very successful media business. Kanye, though, spent the last 3-4 weeks calling himself a Nazi, saying that people should go and whip Jews. He's wearing swastikas now. And he's just been on this incredibly unpleasant anti-Semitic, pro-Nazi tear now for several weeks. First of all, Mark,
this Negro. I can't even say he's a Negro at this point. I'm saying he's a coward-ass bastard. This coward-ass bastard not only did I don't want to hear any excuses about his mama. Something happened to his mama. He probably had something to do with his mama passing. So I don't want to hear nothing about his mama. He a grown ass man with millions. At one point, billions. And he has millions and millions of dollars. First and foremost, you already tried to hurt. What? He hurt a lot of people. Hurt a lot of people. He's doing some shit he's doing some off the wall shit trying to sell his merch. You did something with Amber Rose, which I don't like Amber Rose not one bit. But even so, you treated Amber Rose like she was an animal. The same way that you treated your previous wife or whatever, put her on the red carpet, butt naked with no clothes on. And we're all thinking she has like on a see-through dress. She might as well just even not have any see-through dress. She might as well just be butt naked. Embarrassed her, got married to the Kardashians, of all people, and I still don't even know what they do. Got married to the Kardashians. I don't feel sorry for none of them. She wanted nothing, Chloe or whoever wanted nothing to do with you. So you apparently moved your stuff across the street. They have a restraining order on you. I don't even know the situation with your kids. And then you find God. You find religion. And then you know what you're doing right now? You're saying that God is inferior. But the thing that you're doing right now, you're basically trying to tell us that God is an inferior God, and God is supposed to love everybody, including gay people. That's what you're doing. And then you're going to have the nerve to put on a swastika shirt, knowing it's not only killing Jews and how they got, I don't even want to go into all that detail. We already know what happened with the Jews. But not only that, but Nazis hate black people. And I don't even want to get into the swastika thing because I already know what the swastika represents. There's the evil side and then there's the good side. I don't even want to go into the good side right now. I don't even want to go into it. There's good and there's bad in everything. You just got to look into it, not at it. I can't believe this nigga wore a swastika. Talking about you should whip you. So you're in favor of slavery. I remember he came into some famous paparazzi station or whatever, saying that slaves had an opportunity. Slaves had every opportunity to leave. Slaves had chances. Nigga, what? Slaves had their minds taken away from them. And if they ever were to run, they were to be hung or worse. What is this dude talking about? Slaves had every opportunity. It was 400 to 1. It only takes convincing by a white slave master to take your prisoners away from me. And on top of that, some of them were disfigured. Some of them were losing arms. Some of them were losing legs. Some of them were losing an eye. Has anybody heard of the guy Napoleon, Leon Napoleon? Has everybody heard of him? I want everybody to Google Napoleon, Leon Napoleon.
Legal perspective, if you encourage violence against an ethnic group like the Jewish people, for example, then that is not covered by any First Amendment protection. So it does beg the question: does it stray into criminality? And if so, why is he allowed to keep doing this on X, which is a big social media platform where it clearly breaches multiple rules that they have there? What do you make of what is going on with him? Because he's got 32 million followers. It's not an insignificant thing that he's doing by amplifying pro-Nazi sentiment, swastikas, and so on.
Well, look, all four of my grandparents were survivors of the Armenian genocide. So I'm very attuned to genocidal thoughts, and I've spent a large part of my career defending against it. At the same time, I've also spent a large part of my career defending the right to free speech. This is obnoxious speech. It probably crosses every line that you would want, except it's not criminal speech. And that's the problem. We don't criminalize this. The law is fairly clear. And so it probably, as you said, I haven't looked at the X rules and regulations as to posting speech. And probably my guess is that they would find some kind of Title 230 refuge, if you will. But the fact is that it's not criminal. It can be repugnant, it can be obnoxious, it can be all of those things, but it's not a criminal violation.
Matthew, a lot of people are sickened by what he's doing. A lot of people in the African American community, in the Jewish community, in every community, frankly. I'm in the white Irish Catholic community, and I'm repulsed by him. What do you make of it? I mean, he was one of the biggest stars in the world, and now he just seems to want to just offend absolutely everyone he can in the most egregious manner.
Kanye has very real mental health issues. I've met Kanye. I did a thing on this years ago that ended up where I said Kanye is suffering, whether it's manic depression. I'm not going to diagnose him. But the cat knows how to act when he wants to, and he has these episodes. And you can't possibly think that this man is of his right mind to get on TV with a bleeping swastika on. I feel bad for the dude. I don't feel bad for anybody who's. I don't think he doesn't appear to be manic, but he certainly is going through something. And I mean, are you trying to commit career suicide? Or you trying? I don't know. I know when I've met him, I've come away multiple times thinking that that is really good. He has some good handlers because and they'll keep him upright. They'll keep him upright and conscious because he sure is keeping the money coming in. But there's no one who's met him who's come out and says no, Kanye's completely mentally okay. And I'm not going to pile up on it. I mean, obviously it's his.
No. When you have, that's just an excuse. You have rich friends, and you mean to tell me they can't keep you in line? They can't hold you accountable? They can't hold you accountable for your actions? How you move? I mean, of course, your millions are your millions. It doesn't matter. When you're unhappy, you're unhappy. Robin Williams, God rest his soul, he had millions, but he committed suicide. Sad to say, Rob and Fab, aka Milli Vanilli, they had millions, kind of fucked it up, but Rob committed suicide. It ain't worth your happiness. It is not worth your happiness. Playing with the devil, that's going to get you hurt. Playing with the devil is going to get you killed. Playing with the devil, you're going to get other people killed. You're going to get other people hurt. Family's going to be involved. You're going to want to, your family's going to be involved. And then the next thing you know, you're going to be blaming your family for everything. You're going to be blaming it. It should have been, why you got to do this to me? And it's just a shit show at the end of the day. It's a shit show. Know your self-worth. Know your self-worth. If your spirit is not intact, you are in trouble. And anybody can mess with you. Anybody can fiddle with you. When you don't clearly love yourself, when you do not love yourself, how are you going to love others if you don't love yourself? That makes no sense. So I don't find any excuses for him. If anything, he should be with his kids. He should be with his kids. He should be around his babies more than he's around anything else, because he just needs a break. I'm not going to accept the fact that he wore that goddamn swastika. I'm not going to accept it, because of what blacks and Jews have been going through. But the one thing I will say, and I will say it straight to his face, you need to just stop. You need to just stop. No, y'all fools just hold celebrities and money to a higher standard. You're supposed to. You're supposed to. You're supposed to hold them to a higher standard. You know why? Because they're the ones that are putting the product out. They're the ones that are putting the music out. They're the ones that are putting these movies out, right? And you have high expectations. It's just not you holding to a high esteem. You have high expectations, just like you would have high expectations about, let's just say, for example, Martin Luther King. You had high examples from Malcolm X. And I'm not saying that he's Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. I'm saying that Kanye West, as much as he's talked about how the president don't have love for us, how he's talked about Jesus in a way, that particular Kanye West, I miss. That particular Kanye West, I miss. What he is doing is idol worshiping. You're idol worshiping when you wear a swastika around your when you wear a swastika around your chest, that's idol worshiping. When you wear a cross around your neck, that's idol worshiping. You're not supposed to wear a cross around your neck. What type of sick ass shit is that? You're not supposed to remember how Jesus died. You're supposed to remember how he lived. That was capital punishment back in the day. Do you know what Christ went through? If you believe in that sort of thing, do you know what he actually went through for us? And the reason why we run all around here like just foolish people. If you ever see The Passion, go see it. If you have not seen The Passion. If you have not seen The Passion, please go see it. It is very tempting. It is very tempting. And they actually speak the language. They don't speak this dummy English that we're speaking right now. They actually speak it. I think it's Arabic. I'm not. It might be Arabic. I'm not sure. I'm not with. I don't listen to Kanye West, so It doesn't. None of that shit applies to me. But let's continue forward. Now this is funny, Lisa. This is too funny, Lisa. All right, let's move forward.
I'm not going to answer for him, for his memes, or anything else. And that's why I think this United story and the DEI story hits so hard, because we've all been in the back of a plane when the turbulence hits, or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off. And I feel better now thinking about that.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't have done that before.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has created.
I truly believe that the people who engaged in the coup against Donald Trump and have caused, civil unrest and chaos in our country for the last 7 years, through Crossfire Hurricane and also through these. What I believe are illegal witch hunts against the president of the United States right now, unconstitutional witch hunts against Donald Trump. They are treasonous. They are traitors. They should get the death penalty when they are jailed in the next Trump administration.
Death penalty in the next Trump administration. In advance of the debate last weekend, Loomer also tweeted that, and I quote her here, if Kamala Harris wins, the White House will smell like curry.
But today, I got time. Because how could I not make time when they want to make excuses for Pastor Sewell?
And when we let freedom ring, we will be able to speed up that day. All of your children, black men and white men, Protestant and Catholic, Jew and Gentile, will be able to sing in the meaning of that old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank you, God Almighty. We are free at last. If you believe where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Come on, put your hands together and give your great God great glory.
Who the hell is this fake ass? This is your fault, Lisa. This is your fault. This is your. I can't even roast him right now because it's so corny, but yet so.
Oh yeah, we was in. Tell me why we was in the line. She was listening to him. And she was like, "Is that Martin Luther King?" That's so powerful. It's so powerful.
President-elect Trump and former President Obama sharing a laugh.
The kind of people that could see Obama and Trump violating the on-site policy and actually having a pleasant.
Go ahead and subscribe to Reese Waters. Go ahead and subscribe to Reese Waters. This man has good content, good commentary. I subscribe to him. He is that guy. So go ahead and subscribe to the brother. Definitely like, share, subscribe.
Exchange and frame it as Obama kissing Trump's ring.
Rumors is Obama and Michelle getting a divorce.
Really? Chill out.
Hey, that's what rumors. Hey, my boy Obama said, he said, man, you know I really hate that.
Hold on. Pause. Flag on the goddamn play.
You know I really hate that hoe, right?
Why Michelle? Wow. Why Michelle is not out there? Everybody got their wives, and we don't see Michelle out there. That is a problem.
That's Mike Pence too. I just peeped that.
Everybody out there with their wives, and we don't see Michelle. That's the flag on the play.
That's the rumor.
So you think Michelle's finna break up with Obama?
Which, by the way, was something that even Trump didn't necessarily agree with.
It did look very friendly, I must say. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it, how friendly it looked. I saw it on your wonderful network just a little while ago. I came in and I said, boy, they look like two people that like each other.
You know it's bad when even...
You notice that I didn't even mention the controversy allegedly, the controversy between Barack and Michelle Obama, for all the more reasons that They're going to continue this gender war, all because of the former president of the United States. One of the members of Foreign Relations has issues with his wife. Y'all can do whatever the hell y'all want. I'm not going to address it. I'm really not. Because number one, I don't believe in this gender war. I don't believe this gender war even exists. We just have issues. And when it comes to solving equations, we are that damn lazy. Yes, we are that damn lazy. And you wonder why women do not respect men. Hell, men don't even respect women. For all the more reasons that we cling to the past. As if to say, a woman's supposed to be submissive to a man. She's supposed to be under a man's little thumb because he is the alpha and the omega. There's only one alpha and there's only one omega, sir. But I'm not going to do it because it's just going to feed into the algorithm. All that shit is going to feed into the algorithm, and I'm not ashamed to say this. We have issues, both men and women. We have issues, but the one thing that I can hold my hopes is that when we turn the televisions off, turn this TV off, when we turn these computers off, I guarantee you, we gonna be snuggled up in the bed with our loved ones. You know, get on here and you start fronting, even though you got a little girlfriend, you got your little wifey, or you got both a girlfriend and a wifey, which I don't concur with any of that crap, but that's just how the other side does it. But I just believe that they just start this shit because it's clicks and views. Let's continue.
And the subject of your shuffle doesn't even approve of your steps. How about this one? 158 House Democrats voted against a bill in favor of deporting illegal migrants for specific offenses. What does the Democratic Party even stand for these days? Well, I mean, if you were actually paying attention to what's going on the floor.
As one of the few people sitting on the dais who actually practice criminal law in the state of Texas, as well as I'm licensed in Arkansas and practice there, as well as federal courts, one of the things that you said earlier, Mr. Beer, really stuck with me, is that there are already laws on the books as a
Real quick, she is very hard to figure out. She is a very hard study to figure out. Jasmine Crockett is a very, very fucking hard study.
relates to those violent criminals. And I know this because even though I hail from the great city of Dallas, I can tell you that when someone would come in and were being held in custody for, say, a crime, they also had an ICE hold, okay? And that was for those that had maybe been deported before and had re-entered illegally and things like that. And so no matter what type of city you're in, I do want to be clear, federal law already, no matter if it's under the Biden administration or if it's under a Republican administration, we all agree that we want to be safe. And I think that's the first premise that we're losing, because there isn't something that is tatted on my head that says that I'm a Democrat and therefore you illegal bad person, don't come for me, go for the ones that have the R's on their forehead.
But I get it. It's easier just to stay in your right-wing echo chamber and get the most disingenuous, disproven accounts on social media to frame everything for you. And as long as you continue to do that, you're going to continue to look.
Lisa gonna get you, Craig.
Look like
Hotep, princess. Hotep.
this when you post, "This is such a grift," but Democrats hoot and holler when Trump sells something. The hypocrisy is so blatant, leveled at Jasmine Crockett. I don't know which way you want to do this, because Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of the top 10, closing in on top 5 fundraisers on the right wing by virtue of raising money on just about everything. And Nancy Mace is clicking her heels like that shopping cart over at Marshall's. So are we doing this or are we not doing this? Because this is not a tenable stance you got. But I get it. It's something that you're supposed to be able to engage in. But when we do it, then it's hypocritical and it's a grift. So right wing just supposed to be able to do it for free. Is that what I got? Now I'll be honest. I got to have a little bit of compassion for you, because I have been in your shoes. Like here when you posted "disgusting, you're an absolute clown," by virtue of Jasmine Crockett referencing the trans rights movement in conjunction with Black rights. I get it, because you didn't watch the video. You didn't watch the video. You didn't watch the video because if you would have watched the video, you would have seen that she was responding to somebody bringing trans rights into the discussion. She was actually responding to something that somebody else did. But as somebody that has had to give reports in class and I didn't read the book, this is how it's gonna look. This is how it's gonna look.
Let me tell you something. Y'all need to find some people that actually care about their constituents. And honestly, whenever y'all are ready to work, we on this side of the aisle have always been ready to do what is right by the American people. Instead, what you can continue to do is go after the most vulnerable in our country. The fact that you just sat up there and somehow figured out how to tie trans folk to your argument makes no sense to me. But let me tell you something. Trans people ain't going nowhere. Just like when the racists wanted to make sure that Black people somehow were going to be dismissed in this country, we ain't left either. And
it went just as poorly. Here you go. Joe probably thinks that's Obama. All right, I'll give you all a pass on that one. He might have. That's true.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
George W. Bush ain't got nothing on me. See, to protect the donkeys, you got to protect the donkeys from the elephants, okay? But it takes an elephant to catch an elephant. But ultimately, this is why we are here. Jasmine Crockett is a professional victim. Look at how she loses it when she's met with facts on how LAFD has completely failed due to their DEI policies. Oh, you knew they were going to blame DEI, and you knew they were going to find some brown faces to put lipstick on that pig. Whoa. Did you just frame this as ghetto Democrat? Ghetto Democrat erupts after Republicans' truth bomb. You just went and called her ghetto? Candace Owens is going to be furious. That is her corner. I said a long time ago that they don't even let Black maggots speak on other Black people unless they call them ghetto. And y'all just, I hate being right. I really do.
You know what? There was an article that just came out that said that actually the most educated demographic in this country right now is Black women. So let me be.
That's not what we arguing about, bitch.
Ooh, that's how we starting. That's how we starting. Hey, a quick question, just a little bit of research. Can you find me, because I don't watch a lot of their content, but can you find me where they have called a white congresswoman a bitch? Can we? I just want to see something. Yeah, I just want to see something.
You might have recall a news story from last year. There was some interest in the fire departments and the firefighters in California, and the interest was that there were too many white men who were firefighters, and we need to have a program in California to make sure we don't have enough white men as firefighters. So we have.
Wait a minute. I know this video. I responded to this video.
He is right about one thing. Most of us are in the sinking place.
Video myself. Did you see Jasmine Crockett? Did you see her reaction? Did you see her? It's pretty much a bit at this point. It is pretty much a bit at this point. You saw fit at this time to mention DEI. Who would think of something that crazy at a time like this?
California has been the petri dish. It has been the Wuhan Institute of Virology for the woke mind virus. California is where all of the diversity, equity, inclusion, critical race theory, LGBTQIA plus ideology has been festering.
I would love to know how the Cartier family responded to this exact same thing.
Normally, I wouldn't say this to Ben Shapiro, but I'm just going to say it just for shock value. Shut the fuck up, white boy. There, I said it.
Why y'all talking crazy? Bro, Brandon, you said yesterday. It was a guy that applied for the fire to be a fireman in LA, and they told him, we don't need you right now. It took 7 years for him to get a letter from them saying, hey, buddy, it's your time. A black lady was behind him in line when they were going, I guess, to take the test or something like that. He said, how long did it take you? He said, oh, it took me a couple days. Oh, wow. So, like, what are y'all even arguing about? This actually happened. Do you guys not look at anything?
I think what we're arguing about is the relevance to this situation, because for that to be relevant would be to assert that this catastrophe occurred and spiraled out of control because they did not have enough firefighters. Is that the case that's being made? That there were not enough firefighters? Is that you're supposed to have enough firefighters on hand to?
Who said anything about her being a suspected white supremacist? Whoever said that? I say the most that I will say about Jasmine Crockett, for what I really know, like I said, she's a hard study. The most I will say about Jasmine Crockett is, on one hand, she knows her stuff. But on the other hand, she's fighting a losing battle. She really is. I mean, Lisa might think I'm wrong, but tell me what she has done. I mean, she even admitted herself she don't even have the numbers. She doesn't have the numbers to go against Donald Trump right now. Oh, damn it, Craig. God damn it. This boy is driving me crazy. All right. It's funny how she's not a Kutia. She aligns with white supremacy. Is she? What happened? I don't fucking know. Again, I don't know. I don't follow her like that. Again, she's a hard case study. Just like Maxine Waters is not a hard case study. Maxine Waters is different. But with Jasmine Crockett, I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, if one day I could have a one-on-one with her, a one-on-one session with her, maybe it can all clear up. Maybe it can all clear up. But if I bring her on, you're going to behave yourself. You're going to behave yourself, Craig.
To handle the worst catastrophe, one of the worst natural disasters that we have ever seen at all times. Is that what your point is?
Oh my God, bro!
Say that's right.
I'm gonna end up saying something so crazy on this channel, and I'm not. not gonna be able to take it back. For real, for real.
They say you watching right-wing propaganda.
For real, for real.
Oh, we have crossed that bridge. We have definitely crossed that bridge, and no, you cannot take it back. But you know what? Like Vince Carter said, I think you got one more in you.
We have DEI, we have budget cuts, and yet I'm wondering now, if your house was burning down, how much do you care what color the firefighters
you can respond.
Well, apparently we do, because if they are black folks, then they get blamed for the fire because it becomes DEI, which is literally what you're discussing. If they're white, then you just go into general malpractice, right? You just go into some general mismanagement thing, because obviously there has to be a blame. But white people get the freedom to make mistakes. But if it's a black person, then it is an indictment of your very existence and the fact that you were at all there in the first place, or anybody who looks like you. And yes, that is exactly the case that y'all are making.
How ironic. I was going to say the exact same thing.
We're definitely not a monolith. That is clearly true.
You know what? There was an article that just came out that said that actually the most educated demographic in this country right now is black women. So let me be.
That's not what we arguing about, bitch.
Okay, so if I got this straight, you can bring up that there was a DEI program and a department that is handling this natural disaster, irregardless of its conjunction.
Lisa, come up. Come on. I'm begging you. Just come up for a few. Just come on. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm confused. I am very, very confused. Just come on. Just come, please. Just come on. I'm asking you. I'm begging you. Please just come on, baby. Please. These people, these black folks.
To the disaster itself, just by virtue of there being a program, that becomes something that's relevant. But the qualifications of black women and their underemployment is not relevant.
Reese, I don't think it's going to make a damn difference, because again, we live in a society where women are irrelevant to black men, but yet white men always seem to have their little hands in our chocolate pecan. I'm not gonna do the Umar thing. He knows his colors or whatever, but somehow white folks get a hand on our black women and they become kings. I wonder why that is. I wonder why. Maybe, just maybe, it's because you do not respect our women, or maybe this is because of the simple fact you can't respect the power that a black woman holds or wields. Or maybe it's because of the simple fact you don't like or respect the simple fact that what it is said is true, because you do like statistics, right? You do go for statistics. Every single commentary, every single argument on a live stream has everything to do with receipts and finding statistics, and black men are the worst in this, and the black man is the worst in that. The black woman is leading in this, the black woman is leading in that. Who cares? You see what they're doing to you, right? They're just completely separating you off of this he say, she say shit. But you don't see this because you see this as commentary. and you wonder why they call me a simp.
And people watch this? Never mind. I know exactly who would.
I almost said something so crazy.
Hey.
I was about to say something. I'm about to get canceled on this
The
bitch.
comment I was gonna say was the comment I can't say.
I was about to say something.
Hey, I ain't gonna see it though, man. I ain't gonna see it.
Why do they always act like DEI is some sort of attack on black people? That is absolutely fucking
It's an
stupid.
attack on women, an attack on a lot of people.
DEI? Well, black people. What did I just?
I'ma keep it
what is
in.
that? What does DEI have to do with black people? And this is the. If you don't want people to say that people of color, I hate that term. People who are not white, minorities in high positions are not DEI. You have to do away with DEI because as long as DEI exists, that will have that argument in place.
Actually, that is untrue. If you want people to not call you DEI, you just have to wear a MAGA hat. Yeah, you just have to wear a MAGA hat because none of y'all was calling Herschel DEI. Now, were you? I haven't seen that levy that Byron Donalds. Somehow, Mark Robinson was able to make it to lieutenant governor of North Carolina. Yes, many soldier was able to make it to lieutenant governor of North Carolina without a single member of right-wing media calling him a DEI. But somehow, literally everything brown on the left wing of any prominence becomes a DEI. Even folks that are elected. See, this is where you messed up. This is where you messed up because you empowered the worst among you to just fly free with the DEI. When you're calling the vice president a DEI, what you have done is clearly established that every person that you see as a potential threat to white supremacy who happens to be black is a DEI. So therefore, you can't make the argument that you have to get rid of DEI because it's no longer connected to any actual program.
I thought DEI was benefited white women. Am I wrong about that? Or am I right? I thought it benefited white women. I thought DEI benefited gays and lesbians. I thought it basically helped all minorities, but we were dead last. It helped a couple of token blacks. Please help me. Please help me to understand this, Lisa. Please. This is one of the reasons why that Donald Trump got rid of it. Was he wrong for getting rid of it? I don't know.
It's just your new N-word.
If you're so educated and qualified, then you shouldn't need things like DEI to get positions. I mean, that just defeats your argument. Well, if DEI is hurting, then why is this demographic so educated? Well, if that demographic is so educated, you don't need DEI to succeed. You don't need affirmative action to succeed. I mean, you have to see the irony in your argument. Like, it's ridiculous.
So they don't care about black people.
That's true. That is true. That is true. If you are so excellent and educated enough, you don't need DEI and affirmative action to succeed. And if you look at the boards of these Fortune 500 companies, I mean, hell, if you look at our cabinet, that will tell you everything that you need to know. But I will give them credit for this, because the best way to preserve those cabinets and boards looking the way they look is to throw a couple biscuits at us to put lipstick on that pig. And I see crumbs all over that floor.
What he said was they put an initiative to make the LA Fire Department less white, so white men would be discriminated against in order to fill a quota of non-white men in place. Well, now we're seeing the LA Fire Department fall flat on its face due to the lack of the proper resources. And I feel like if you had the manpower, by not excluding white men, who are probably trying a lot harder than these other demographics to become firemen.
To be real,
you'd probably be doing. Your response to these fires would probably be doing a lot better.
People are idiots, bro.
So I mean, I'm lost. I'm lost.
all our life.
Let's be logical.
What race, what demographic has been firefighters? White men.
I haven't seen it.
My
I've seen
big
the mix.
Xavier that came spitting out over here. He's a firefighter.
I've seen the mix. I've seen a mix. I've seen a mix.
That's a mix. You think he's a DI?
No.
There's some.
Okay, it's very rare that you get to see actual self-hate just crystallize in the way it did for this entire exchange. Let's move backwards. Our entire life, the firefighters that we have mostly seen have been white men. Why is that? Why is that? Your idea of a firefighter is a white man. Why is that?
Why is that?
You could make the case that there are more white people, so they have been filling those positions.
Or could it be that when you were in school, and let's just say potentially the white and the black student were both average C students. Let's just say hypothetically, they were both average C students. Who gets the more credibility though? Would it be the black student or the white student? Remember, they're both C average. Wasn't George Bush, President of the United States, former President of the United States of America, was a C average student? Jesus. So they would pick, like I said, as long as it is a majority of those who aren't you, they get the jobs. Trust me, I know. I used to be a carpenter. And there was a few minorities, a few token blacks here and a few token blacks here, but you got these knuckleheads out here always saying and implementing, well, we get opportunities now here in 2024 and 2025 and I was like, where are those opportunities? I don't know. I've been trying to get a job ever since. I've been trying to get that big check ever since. I mean, being an electrician, that's what? Anywhere from $18 to $31, $32 an hour. Being a carpenter, that's anywhere from $16 to $38 an hour. Being an HVAC specialist, anywhere from $20 to $40 an hour. But there's not a whole bunch of yous, are there?
That is true. Why else might that be the case? You know, because it's weird. Because like back in the 20s and 30s and 40s, they would go into these black communities and beg them to join the fire department, and they just wouldn't do it. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. You know, I don't know whether the melanin is flammable. I don't know why they just wouldn't join the fire department. So if the idea is that that firefighters has been a bastion of whiteness up to this point, think that might discourage people from wanting to integrate? Nah, it wouldn't. It wouldn't, because that's one thing we know that they love is when black people come in and integrate. They always. I mean, that is one way to get the best of society. If you want to see the best of society, try and integrate something, and you really they find their joy and their kindness in those moments. Now, if you three black men, I assume you identify as black. If three black men can say that their whole life, most of the firefighters they've seen have been white men, if that's how you think, how do you think the people that are in the business of bringing in firefighters think? Because you just said if you were so excellent, then it wouldn't. That's why you don't need DEI. If you were so excellent, it's just a pure meritocracy. But now you're telling me about the way that firefighters look, the way they're supposed to look. That's literally exactly where you went after that. Then we get the argument that white men are working harder to become firefighters than anybody else.
That's so false. It's not even funny. It's kind of funny because my uncle was a firefighter. My grandfather was a firefighter. Now my little cousin, well, he ain't little no more. He big. My little cousin, he's a firefighter now, and he's 19 years old. Gee whiz. Is he better than all the white people? I don't know. But I know this, he got his foot in the door. Could he potentially be better than all those firefighters that he's working with? Absolutely. After all, the man is only 6'1", 220 pounds, possibly even bigger. Knows his shit, knows his craft left and right. I would say he would know better than most, or he would be better than most.
Which again is based on your perception of who firefighters are supposed to be. It's also based on your perception of white work ethic versus, I don't know, your own. So I feel like I need therapy just from witnessing this level of self-hate. Now,
well, we need some medicine. We do need some medicine to fix this type of hatred that these sunken Negroes have gone to. They're in the sunken place. They're in the sunken place. Dr. Omar, help us out, will you?
DEI did not benefit black people en masse. It benefited a couple of token blacks. And I'm sorry, y'all gonna lose your little token benefits. But DEI did not benefit the masses of African people. Barack Obama is the first president to use the words diversity, equity, and inclusion in his DEI initiative that he signed in August of 2011, mandating that the federal government take steps to diversify, include, and guarantee equity for minorities. But it was all about the rainbow. That law was about immigrants and rainbow gangers. It was not about black people. Yes, you have a few black people who are going to lose some DEI benefits. But we are 42 million. And when we add our African immigrant brothers and sisters in, we're about 45, 48. I'm going to round it up because they always suppress our numbers. I'm going to round it up to 50 million Africans in America. Somebody help me understand how Barack Obama's DEI has benefited black people in these past 16 years. Help me understand. Affirmative action is not the same as DEI. Affirmative action was destroyed by George Bush in the opening years of the 21st century. He destroyed it. The Supreme Court destroyed it. Affirmative action has not been a governmental priority since Lyndon Baines Johnson. Affirmative action has been dead. Affirmative action been dead. That's why Barack Obama called it diversity, equity, and inclusion. Why didn't Barack Obama call it affirmative action? Why didn't Barack Obama call it affirmative action? Why didn't Barack Obama call it affirmative action? I'll tell you why Barack Obama didn't call it affirmative action. Barack Obama didn't call it affirmative action because he didn't want it associated with black people. He didn't want it associated with black people. You're fighting for something that was not created to help you. Let me say it again for the kunocracy in the back. You're fighting for something that was not created to help you. Let me say it one more time. You're fighting for something that wasn't created to help you. They are distracting you from your main fights.
Mike Jones.
We should be fighting against mass incarceration. We should be fighting against miseducation. We should be fighting against police genocide. We should be fighting against economic apartheid. We should be fighting against homelessness and gentrification. Not Nelly for performing, not Snoop Dogg, not Black History, and not DEI.
Ooh. Well, I feel much better. How about y'all? Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. And please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. Please become a member. Please.
Let's also go here because you said that your most of your life, most of the firefighters have been white. What is a position you can think of where most of your life, most of the people that have occupied that position have been white? Are there any other positions in society where when you think of it, you just think of a person in that position, you think of a white person? Any other ones come to mind? Like all of them, right? Yeah. So then you see how that might be a problem when that's the way you think and you're in the business of hiring people for that position. And that's the way you think. Imagine how they think. Y'all didn't plug none of the holes in this argument. This was bad. Y'all, I feel like I would go back in and see if they've made better cases, but I want to spend literally no more time here. And let's also let it not go unmentioned. The fact that we're even having this discussion, because if the LA Fire Department was all white, would we be making the case that maybe some diversity might have been helpful? White people get to fail and have it not be a black mark against their race or culture. But when it happens to black people, it's an indictment of DEI and their very existence in the organization.
In other words, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're white, you're all right. If you're black, you get replaced by a Mexican. Oh, my bad. You get replaced by an Hispanic. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Once again, you get replaced by an Asian. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry. You get replaced by a Indian, Arab. You get replaced. Period. Point blank. End of discussion. Like I said, if you're white, let's just say for the sake of argument, they do fire white folks. They can always replace you with another one. Oh, excuse me. They can always replace him with another white person. Or they could just suspend him and he'll be right back on the job like nothing's ever happened. It's not like they'll call you. They rather call her a black female. So it'd just be the white males and then the black female. Kind of find that strange, don't you think?
Y'all want a meritocracy. Y'all want a meritocracy. That sound like meritocracy to you? Does that sound like meritocracy to you?
They're tripping because men are more geared for these type of jobs. It's just a fact. I mean, this is why we see more men in laborious positions, in higher risk positions than women. I mean, that's why we see more men.
You stupid. You three are fucking stupid. This ain't the time. This ain't the times of old. Women are in positions. What are we doing here? Women are carpenters. Women that actually carry the loads that they have to carry. And it's not like they want to be in these positions anyway, but of course they have to. And of course they're going to have to take these jobs simply because of the economy. And for the simple fact, y'all so knucklehead, so mindless, gutless, and so out of place. Ding! Sinking place. You're in the sinking place. You're in a sinking place. Bitch ass nigga, they work too. And these days and age, it takes 2 incomes just to keep from above water. But you don't want to accept the fact, bitch ass niggas, you don't want to accept the fact that a woman has to work the fields. They've been working the fields for years, you stupid ass cucks. The slave master had to whip both the men and the women in the fields, picking cotton and shit. While y'all this punk ass bitch over here to my left was in the White House or in the slave house, in the master's house, whoever the fuck. He had the slave over a hot stove, but he was in the house. He was living in the house. We don't want to have to get to the fact that he was such a snitch. And that's another thing. Y'all should read Uncle Tom's Cabin. Know the distinct difference between an Uncle Tom and a Sambo. And it sounds like to me, y'all some fucking Sambos over here. Quite sad, man. Quite fucking sad.
And in construction sites, that's why we see more men police officers. That's why we see more men firefighters. I mean, it's just a fact, guys. I mean, I don't understand why we have to play this game and DEI to try to change the image and shit. I don't give a damn about the image. I give a damn, are they ready to respond when some ish popping off?
That's a life at risk. Like
let's keep
almost,
it 100.
I'm not gonna say it's war, but it's war. Like it's time to save a life. And most men.
So what you're saying is, and I've heard this before. So you would rather a man to save you than a woman. That's fine. But a woman, I would say nowadays, 6 times out of 10, you're going to have a woman present. And when you have that woman present, that woman is there for a reason. Hell, you even got women who are doing security jobs right now. And you think just because you're a man, you can beat each and every single woman that, has that particular position. I wouldn't test every female. I would not test it. I would not test it. Because you're going to end up fucking around and you just fuck around and find out. FOFA. Fuck around and find out. Now, women don't have the strength. I get it. Women don't have the strength. Women don't have the power. But what they do have is smarts. They don't have to overpower you. They don't have that ability. But they do have the power to outsmart you. They do have the power. It's just literally, you're going on caveman mode. Ooh, I beat you. Ooh. Y'all can't accept the fact that women have to work. Just like men have to work, women have to work too. That's just retarded.
Or in the military, because men can fight.
Now, we'll give them this. If you want to make the case, whether it is the fire department or it is the military, as Pete has said, is just confirmed, and we know how much he loves women. If you want to make the case that due to physiological differences between men and women, that some people are unable to fulfill the duties that are asked of them, then simply make that physical requirement part of the process of getting that job. You don't have to be sexist. Just have a physical requirement. If they can do it, then they're good. But you know what? It's way more fun to be sexist.
Oh, he has a point. He has a point there. If you're qualified, if you don't want women in the same position, and of course, I have to say that if anybody wants to donate to the We-On-Loc Nation Coffee Fund, you have 2 minutes and 18 seconds to do it if you want to donate to Coffee Fund, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, wait a minute. I just want to say real quick, are we in position to tell these women that they're not qualified to be in a man's role? Are we saying that a woman is not qualified? Who said? Because you're not qualified to tell a woman anything because you're not in power. You're not in the position to tell a woman anything. If we're going to go there, if we're going to go that route, you're not in any position to tell a woman not a goddamn thing because of the simple fact that you don't own shit and you don't control shit. Nothing. You're listening to an old man who basically told you we're going to do X, Y, and Z in the 20 days after the inauguration. He did it, and he was in position. And Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Donald Trump just pardon some black female a couple of days ago? Who's that woman again?
You know what I mean? It's way more fun to be sexist. And if the women happen to be gay, ooh boy.
I just think her response to immediately go to pointing out how black women are the highest earning demographic is completely irrelevant.
That was the
You're also
dumbest
the
shit I've
lowest,
ever
the least
heard.
married, and the lowest earning, but no one ever brings those stats up.
Also
But you want to
bullshit,
highlight
all type of
the paper, the education and degrees. Like, come on, guys, let's really focus on the substance of an argument and stop grasping for straws here.
Come again?
I think her response to immediately go to pointing out how black women are the highest earning demographic is completely irrelevant.
That was the
You're also
dumbest
the
shit I've
lowest,
ever
the
heard.
least married, and the lowest earning, but no one ever brings those stats up.
Let's bring those stats up. Since you just brought it up. So
yes, please.
You don't know.
Yes, please pull up the stats because Negro peons always like to bring up. Let's bring up the stats. Let's bring up the stats. I don't go by stats. I go by eye test. But anyway.
Why she would highlight that black women are the most educated demographic. You're also the least married and the lowest earning.
I like this guy. Lisa, pat yourself on the back. Like and share, subscribe to the channel. Like and share, subscribe to Mr. Reeves. Alice that's her name. That's her name. That's that woman's name. Beautiful. I gotta look her up though. I gotta look her. And guess what? I almost forgot. If he can pardon this woman, what are the chances that he pardons, or since he left her in charge of finding people that he can pardon, how much you want to bet? Possibly, you never know. He might just pardon C. Murder, aka Corey Miller. He might just pardon C. Murder. He'll be glorious. And guess what? It'll be under his watch. It'll be under Donald Trump's watch that he appointed her to foresee that people who are innocent and Corey Miller is innocent, she will see that people who are innocent, who have been tried wrongfully, to see if they are pardoned. Y'all remember Hurricane Carter, right? Y'all remember Hurricane Carter from back in those days, right? Glorious.
That literally is the point. That literally is the point. Do you even, y'all, who edited this? I don't know why my supervisor want to bring up how much money I'm making.
Hold on.
Your
straws here.
Come again?
I think her response to immediately go to pointing out how black women are the highest earning demographic is completely irrelevant.
That was the
You're also
dumbest
the
shit I've
lowest,
ever
the least
heard.
married, and the lowest earning, but no one ever brings those stats up.
Let's bring those stats up. Since you just brought it up. So you don't know why she would highlight that black women are the most educated demographic. You're also the least married and the lowest earning.
Ooh.
That literally is the point. You're also the least married and the lowest earning demographic. You're also the least married and the lowest earning demographic. You're also the least married and the lowest earning.
He's talking about you. Black men. He's talking about you. He's talking about you. That's some stacks for your ass. And this is the reason why you have these conversations in your little platforms, because we need to get married. Married niggas on a platform talking about it. What about the men? Worry about yourselves. Y'all are so like female like. Oh, the men, or excuse me, the women don't want to operate on our program. They don't want to follow our lead. I wonder why. Mm-mm-mm.
I'm making. You know, I'm also the last one to work and I take the longest breaks, but nobody ever brings that up.
So let me be clear. Because you are a woman, or because I know that some of the right has been sharing these photos of the fact that I believe that the fire chief may be a woman or something, that has nothing to do with it. We are looking at qualifications. What diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been about is saying, you know what? Open this up. Don't just look at the white men. Open it up and recognize that other people can be qualified. And the fact that we want to, at a time when people are dying, decide that a country of immigrants is failing, or people are dying because the same very people that built this country, because the last time I checked, y'all didn't say that anything was wrong with the White House. And I can promise you, it was my ancestors that built the White House. So listen, if we have been good enough to build.
That's not even part
I ain't gonna lie, man.
That is nothing dealing with the situation.
Jasmine, you just proved that you might actually be the dumbest in Congress. And you actually might just prove that black women might not be the smartest.
Because they really...
I ain't gonna lie, man.
That is...
What's wrong with the White House, and I can open this up. Don't just or something. That has nothing to do with it. We are looking at qualifications. What diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been about is saying, you know what? Open this up. Don't just look at the white men. Open it up and recognize that other people can be qualified. And the fact that we want to, at a time when people are dying, decide that a country of immigrants is failing, or people are dying because the same very people that built this country, because the last time I checked, y'all didn't say that anything was wrong with the White House. And I can promise you, it was my ancestors that built the White House. So listen, if we have been good enough to build.
That's not even part
I ain't gonna lie, man.
That is nothing dealing with the situation.
Jasmine, you.
Where did she say that was wrong? What did she say that was wrong? Y'all crashed now for what? For what? For what reason? Lisa, I'm lost. What are these people crashing out for? Isn't it equity and isn't it diversity, equity, and inclusion involving everybody, including you, knucklehead? No, they're mad and upset because it's a female that they have an issue with. It's a female. A female's supposed to belong in a female's place. A female's supposed to belong in a female's place. Let me say it again. A female's supposed to belong in a female's place, which obviously ain't the case, because if you look around, there are females working everywhere. So what's the problem? What the fuck is the problem? Again, this is some sad ass shit. This is some sad ass shit. This happens to many of us because they can't accept it from a woman. But if it were for a man, they're like, I can understand it. But when a female says it, it's all up. These are some womanizers, yo. Y'all are some damn coons. Some damn womanizers. Let it be a white woman to say all this shit.
You just proved that you might actually be the dumbest in Congress, and you actually might just prove that black women might not be the smartest demographic.
Yeah, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Yeah, I got to tap out just for my own sanity.
Yeah.
Oh, look, is that a comment? Very well informed and intelligent young men. I love how they go into things with logic and life experience. Jasmine Crockett, you should really listen to what they have to say. Now let's go take a look at Huddy Mack here. Yep. Huddy Mack agrees.
Now I know why they're mad. None but snow bunnies. Wait a second. Is that a snow bunny? No, that's a caveman. Wait, hold on. Wait, is that a man or a woman? Huddy Mack. What type of a name? Never mind. What they into is what they into.
Yep. Huddy Mack agrees with the Cartier family's view of things. I imagine that she would. I imagine that she would. And just to play a little game, because I was just curious. I wonder, what do you think Huddy Mack's last tweet was? What was Huddy Mack's last tweet? Was it a recipe? Was it a score, a sports score, or a retweet of Elon Musk? What do you think? What do you think her last tweet was? A retweet of Elon Musk? Yeah, the guy that Steve Bannon said should go back to Africa, as white South Africans are the most racist people on the planet. So yeah.
So these people have an admirer who follows after Steve Jobs, Steve Berlin, or whatever his name is, that did the actual symbol, the same thing that Elon Musk did, and the same thing that Donald Trump did. Y'all follow the strangest people, boy. But it all reveals, it's all in the dark. Anything that's in the dark is going to come in the light. Anything that's in the dark is gonna come in the light. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, people. Then we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, they really like what you put down, Cartier family. They really like what you put down. You do. Hey, seal clap. Seal clap. Same one we gave Pastor Sewell. Yeah, same one they gave Pastor Sewell.
Speed up that day for all of your children.
Should I try and double my money? Should I try and double my money? I bet she got a deportation tweet down there too. I bet she got a deportation tweet. What? Home Alone? Cartier, you got a real one here. Yeah, these fans are solid. Y'all better stay on note though.
I gotta listen to him more often. Steve Byron did the same thing. Lindsey Graham did. That. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked and I'm not surprised at all. But hey, it's how white folks are, right? Flip-flop, of course, exactly. Well, look here. We just proved beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. We just proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Jasmine Crockett is not only a threat to society, but she's a threat to black men. That makes no sense. Or it might make sense because she's young and she's vibrant. She's not married and she doesn't have any kids. So, but if she was underneath the man, if she was underneath the man's influence, whatever the hell that means, you know what? I am literally going to work my fingers to the bone to try to get this woman to come on board. I am literally going to start working to try to get this woman to try to come on board because this needs to be had. The conversation needs to be had. Although you're writing the script, Lisa. You're writing the script. Like I said, she's a case study. She's difficult for me. I don't know. But I have to try. I have to try. I just have to. I want to see how all these men versus women is going to come on board, right? I want to see the reaction. Boy, am I ever going to get a reaction. Because, I mean, let's just face it. Nobody likes to give orders or get orders from a female. I have no problem with it. My bosses are females. The big boss is a male, but most of them are females. You got the big boss, and then, of course, you have the supervisors. Supervisors are definitely run by women. I have no issue with that. As long as you get along with me, you're fine. We don't want to take direction from a woman? What type of sick ass shit is that? Tell me, give me one reason. I need to know one reason why a man is so afraid, or rather, I don't even know the word to it. And of course, Negroes are going to be biblical to the mother. They're going to go to scripture. You like that, the girl? And you know who? You know. Lisa, you gotta see this. You got to see this. This is so funny. This is so funny. This is so funny. Let me see. 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 I got this.
This gang of women that you referred to in the book who followed Jesus. Name one.
Name one. Preacher.
Jesus declared that was a preacher.
That's right.
Now let me give you revelation and make you think of something that none of you preachers ever thought of who believe in women preachers.
Amen.
To prove to you that there was no women preachers in Jesus' day.
Go ahead.
Because the only area of ministry that was available who Jesus was making were apostles.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Are you listening?
That's right.
That's the only office that he was making during his time of ministry.
That's right.
Where apostles, prophets was already here.
That's right. Amen.
Before the Messiah walked earth.
That's right.
Because the prophets represent the former house.
That's right.
So he had to establish the latter house.
That's right.
In order for the prophet Haggai words to be exact. That the latter house shall be greater than the former house. So the substance of the former house, which were the prophets, they were here.
That's right.
That's why Jesus bear title prophet and apostle.
That's right.
Because he represents the end.
That's right, brother.
Of the former house.
Amen.
And represent the beginning of the latter house.
Amen.
Do you understand?
That's right.
God never called. Never have. Never will. Call and send a woman to preach the gospel. If your mama is a woman preacher, your mama is a liar. If your grandmama is a woman preacher, your grandmama is a liar. Hey, bishop, elder, if your wife, if she's your assistant pastor or a preacher, then your wife, you're sleeping with the liar.
That's right.
You can't make this up. Yeah, liar. You can't make this. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. So, I guess since women can't be pastors, oh boy. You see, my wife's pastor or first lady might have something to say about that. My wife's pastor just might have something to say about that. Let me see. Controversy with women. Let me see. Let me see. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See, this is the Let's see here. If I can find it. Nope, not that one. Speaking with pastors. No, because last time I seen it. I seen it. Wait, Pastor Jennings and Joyce. Let me see if I can find it. Pastor Jennings, Joyce. Is it Joyce Myers? Aha! She responded. Why are you responding? Why? Why did you respond? Why the hell did you respond? I did not know that she responded. Oh, wow. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. I did not know that this woman responded. Brutal humor, blah, 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 blah. I gotta find the right one. I got to find the right one. Let's see, let's see. Maybe this is it. Okay. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You're a hypocrite. Let me see.
You men, stand up for God.
That's right.
You women, stand up for God.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Hallelujah to God.
Praise all my people. Wonderful, sir. Beautiful.
That's why we preach against the so-called apostolic. They fail.
Well,
They fail.
Yeah.
They don't deserve respect.
No.
United Pentecostal with your women preachers.
Amen.
PAW with your women preachers. Why do the men love to have women preachers? Because women are good money raisers. They raise money.
Amen.
You put a campaign on, the women will outdo the men.
That's right.
That's right.
Any days.
Now I want to say to you young men, that's follow women preachers. I want to show you what God called you.
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verses 16 and 17.
Get me and follow me. Give chapter and verse again.
Isaiah chapter 9, verses 16 and 17.
He hate women. No, I don't.
No.
My mama was a woman.
That's right.
My wife is a woman.
He's a woman.
Sweet woman, too.
I heard you got a divorce, so allegedly. But let me continue.
I ain't made for a man.
No.
That's right.
I ain't made for no man.
That's right. No, sir. Oh, no.
Go ahead.
No way.
Go ahead.
That's not here at all.
You weak men, some of these women preachers.
Amen.
And here you are. Talking about you the head of your house. Even if the woman man leave her and she's raising her son, she got to instill in her son, you got to be a man.
That's right. Amen.
You got to stand up and hold your own.
That's right.
See, today a lot of women is end up in situations where they have to be like man and the wife.
That's right. Amen.
And take care of their son and their daughters.
Yeah.
But when that mother see her son maturing and going into manhood, you can't keep talking to him like he's a baby.
No way. No.
Amen.
Get a certain age, rain on no lap.
No.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right.
Amen.
Ain't on no lap.
No.
I know in the eyes of a mother, their sons will always be their baby.
That's right.
In the heart.
Yeah.
But you can't talk that baby talk no more.
Oh,
Well, that 25.
I don't know. My mom never did that when I was a certain age. Nah, that never happened. That never happened. But I did not know that she responded. That is crazy. I did not know that. I gotta find out. I gotta find where where First Lady responded to Gino. I gotta find that shit. Shit. But I was gonna say it. I'm gonna say this in Octo. Women are not to, or I said that wrong. Men are to be feared in one sense. And it's not because they think they're alphas or anything. There ain't no such thing as an alpha when you're living in you're living in poverty. Ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing as an alpha when you proclaim to be something that you're not. And Alpha handles business outside and inside of his home. Makes sacrifices when he needs to. And if he has to go to war, he will take his army and he will die for his country. Just like the Egyptians took back theirs. And the only thing I'm asking is, where's your country? And as far as this DEI thing, never benefited you anyway. So why are we still arguing about it? See, everybody's still all up in arms about Donald Trump and what he did when he signed those 29 consecutive orders. Ooh. It's back to work as usual. I'm going to work tomorrow. Y'all are going to work tomorrow. Y'all just handle your business. I don't expect shit to happen until it happens. And when it happens, oh it. And be prepared for it, right? You're the one that voted them in office. And yet you got people up in the White House kikiing, just kikiing and ha-haing in the White House. Black folks. Tiger Woods. Oh God. Oh, thank you, Mr. President. Oh, God. And didn't I just see King Randall in the White House? I almost forgot King Randall's a Republican. Oops. It's been fun. It's been fun, but gotta handle some business. Thank you for coming and hanging out with your boy. Thank you for coming out and supporting your boy. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. But until the next time, until the next channel, until the next chapter, take it easy.